Hi, welcome to our NutriU Health videocast and welcome to the Creative Kitchen. And I'm here with my fearless partner, Michelle. And so today we're going to make a gluten-free, dairy-free, immune-supporting clafoutis. So clafoutis is a traditionally French dish that's a custard with cherries. We don't have cherries, and we're going to make this a little more contemporary by replacing the flour with a flour mix, a blend of rice, corn, and buckwheat flour. And we're going to replace the dairy, the cream that's usually used in the recipe, with a soy cream that's non-genetically modified.
So it's gluten-free and dairy-free.
It's gluten-free and dairy-free, and we are using, instead of the cherries, we're using figs and elderberries. So why that? Because we picked fresh figs in Ibiza this summer and we froze them, so we'd like to use them. And they are, of course, high in fiber, high in minerals, and very good for your digestive health. They are laxative promoting. And elderberries, on the other hand, are immune supporting, antiviral, high in antioxidant nutrients. We picked them in our backyard. Today we've actually boiled them and prepared them for you. Please know that if you use fresh elderberries, you always have to boil them to remove the cyanide. So should we get started?
Yes, let's do.
Okay, so we're gonna make this very simple. We're using a blender and we're throwing the ingredients in. We'll put the ingredients in the comments or somewhere below the video today. Okay, so we've got 4 eggs.
Okay, 3.
Actually, we had 3 today, but if I had 4, I'd be putting 4 in. So we have to be creative and use what we have. We have a cup of non-genetically modified soy cream. And we're gonna put just a sprinkle of salt. And we're gonna use 1/3 of a teaspoon of cardamom. Done. It's no frills cooking. We're gonna use 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There you go. There we go. And what do we have left here? We have a 1/2 cup of gluten-free flour blend of your choice. This is an inexpensive one we buy in Aldi here in Switzerland, but you can find many if you're in the US. We've got many different kinds of choices to work with. And away we go. Time to blend. And of course we have to plug in the blender. Done. Scrape the sides a little, make sure it's all mixed, and we can pour it in our pan. So we buttered our pan before we poured our mix in, and we put the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is around 375 Fahrenheit. Maybe we can get a little more of this out here. So that's our custard mix. It's that easy. So the next step is just to put the fruit on top. So what would you say we have, about a cup and a half of fresh figs? I think it's about a cup and a half.
Yeah, not much more.
Yeah, not more than that, maybe slightly less. And we were wondering if we could even put in a little more. So we're just gonna put the fresh figs all around the top of the clafoutis.
Oh, that's to sink.
It has to sink. So we kind of want to spread them out, don't we? that's pretty good actually. I think they're spread out enough. Some of them are a little stuck together. And here is our boiled elderberry. So I just want you to know that we were going for about a cup of elderberry. We used a quarter of a cup of sugar, and we squeezed some lemon in. And I'll have you note that in the clafoutis itself, we have not used sugar. We're dependent on the sugar we've used to make the elderberry, the boiled elderberry and the figs. So we're trying to keep this recipe relatively low sugar, but we're also wanting it to be delicious, right?
There is also the stem that you have to remove from the elderberry.
Oh yes. So I'm gonna use this spoon, I think.
Yeah, the elderberry come in stems like that, and so you want to remove them because it has cyanide, right?
Yeah. So we want it. The stems and the leaves are going to have be very concentrated in cyanide. So that is not what we're going for here. We're going to strengthen our immunity, not to reduce it, right? So there we go. So we're just sprinkling in the berries. And there you have our clafoutis. So we're going to put that in the oven. Do you want to go ahead and do that? And actually just check the temperature that it's 180. And we put that in the oven for, yeah, so I think we'll put it in the oven for about a half hour. When we take it out, what's typically done in traditional cooking is it would be actually sprinkled with powdered sugar. Well, actually before it's eaten, it would be sprinkled with powdered sugar. In our case, we're not going to use powdered sugar because it's not sufficiently health promoting for us. We're actually going to sprinkle it with elderflower. This is dried elderflower, some probiotic, and some vitamin C powder. So there you have it. The recipe for immune supporting, gluten-free, dairy-free clafoutis. That's
Perfect.
low sugar.